Us.
Hello and welcome back to the second game of the day of day 5 of Season 8 of StarLadder Star Series. Well, I say second game, but I don't really think that I mean that because the first game wasn't really a game. But this is definitely a game, at least for now. We'll see how long it lasts. Of course, I'm not by myself. I'm joined once again by Moat. And do I pronounce that properly?
Yes, you got it right. In fact, a lot of people have trouble with that. LD, when he first cast with me, I'm just like, it's Maut. He's like, Mout? Mout? And he just kept saying Mout. I'm like, no, it's Maut. But you did a good job.
Thank you. So, Flip Side and Power Rangers. Our second draft, but first game. Hopefully we won't have any server issues. Flip side to have a bit of an easier opponent in Power Rangers than they had in Navi, I would expect. We can kind of compare their drafts at least, see if they do anything different. So far, by the way, Power Rangers, they have played 4 games already, actually. 2 wins, 2 losses.
Yeah, and I was witness to a couple of the wins and losses. I think they played a decent game up against Next KZ, but they fell to them. But they did beat Super Strong Dinosaurs, if I remember correctly, and a very strong showing from Power Rangers. So I'm excited to see what they could do here up against Flipside Tactics. You mentioned how they were kind of a little bit of a Cinderella story last season, beating Alliance and Navi, I believe. So, you know, this is the time for Power Rangers to really come together as a team. And 2 for 2 is not bad, I think, with the start of the season. So we'll see what they can do. They get the clockwork already. Now 1 minute and 20 seconds left in reserve time for Flipside to, you know, pick up some heroes here.
Yeah, we'll see if they have a bit of a change of heart. They can still pick up the same heroes that they had previous time, like VIII. We also still have the other 2 strong supports in here, though, with the Crystal Maiden still in, as well as the Venomancer, who was in the first bands in the previous game. But we'll see. They won't be able to get that Clockwork, which is a hero that they did pick up in the first pick phase. So time will tell, as they are indeed taking quite a bit of time to think about their first 2 pickups here.
They really are, and they want to know what's the best idea for them to go for first picks. They can go for a Crystal Maiden, they can go for VIII like we saw in the previous game. There's a lot of options for them here. They will pick up the VIII first, which is a smart pickup, I think, for them. The question is, what do they pick up next? And I keep going back to that Crystal Maiden. It's just such a strong hero. They picked up the Clockwork here at this time in the last game. I'm not sure what they're going to go with now. I still think Crystal Maiden is really good for roaming, really good for fighting early on. Plus, the Arcane Aura is, I think, really underrated. It gives you a lot of mana early on in that game when you desperately needed to start ganking.
Yeah, it really depends on what kind of hero they want to now give away, as in what kind of what kind of impression they want to make on Power Rangers with their heroes that they have on the first pick. What kind of heroes they want Power Rangers, or what type of heroes they want Power Rangers to counterpick for, and perhaps lead them astray in that way. They're using, again, a lot of time to think about this, though. I wouldn't be surprised to see a Lifestealer pickup, purely because, taking a page out of the Book of Navi, perhaps? Yeah.
Lifestealer works pretty effectively, and I keep talking about it against Clockwork. It's because strong hero, strong ganking, strong snowballing potential. That's definitely an option for them. And they have you made a good point. They don't, I think, want to pick up 2 supports and show their hand too early here. If they do pick up the Crystal Maiden, that's going to kind of handcuff them early on in the game, saying, okay, well, we have these 2 supports. Now we can just get banned out what our mid is or what our carry is. You know, that'd be easy bans. They will go for the Lifestealer, so you called it correctly.
Yay!
Nicely done.
Oh, that leads me to the game that I started yesterday. Everybody that had it wrong, this is your time to drink. There you go.
Is this a drinking game?
I have made it into a drinking game yesterday.
Nice.
If you guess a hero right, you don't have to drink. If you guess it wrong, you have to drink. Now, it's not very, like, it's of course for the first 10 minutes of the game, you're gonna be drinking a lot, probably.
Yeah.
Unless you're me,
probably.
Obviously, you know, awesome. But at least between every game, you've got a bit of a break. You know, to eat
Get
something,
some water,
drink some
eat
water.
food. Exactly.
Yeah, and then you're ready for the next draft. I think for StarLadder, that's actually perfect because every night, well, not this season actually, because we do have some breaks for LAN finals of other tournaments, but almost every night you can play a drinking game, and StarLadder is almost always there, so you can always at least have, 4 periods where you can just, drink.
Listen,
I think it's great. If I was still a student, it would be awesome.
It's like 1 o'clock Eastern time here. I'm not really a fan of getting it sloshed in the afternoon. I would, though. I would do that.
Yeah, right? Because it's actually doable if you don't have to cast.
Right, exactly. Well, some would argue that you could do it while you cast.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good idea, but
I don't think people will be able to understand me anymore if I do. I talk more slurry.
I think everyone. It could be a fun. Could be a fun time, casting while you're drunk, but
the last
maybe
day of the season, perhaps.
Yes, or like you could just do the NEL/EEL. People don't really care about that too much, honestly. Like
that's true.
When I cast that, I'm just like, I swear a lot. I'm not super professional. Sorry, everybody who's watching. I'm not a good role model during the NEL or EEL. Don't watch if you're under 18 or something, I guess.
You always because if you do it with a game like StarLadder, you have to make sure that there's other casts available as well.
Right.
For people that do want to have a serious cast.
Well, speaking of a serious cast, I guess we should talk about the heroes that are coming through. There's a couple of bands that got a couple of picks. There's a Venomancer coming out from Power Rangers. Ix Mike thinks this hero is absolutely imbalanced. It kind of is. Plague Wards we saw in MLG Columbus are really good. And then the bands as well, you can see those. So already into the second part of the pick phase here.
Yeah, 2 strong mids being removed from the pool, including the one that Flipside picked up previous time, so they'll be forced to go for something else. Still quite a few nice mids in the pool though, including OD. And we might be able to see an OD picked up by either team actually, as the counter of OD is of course still in the pool as well. For now though, Flipside go for Chen, so they'll have that roaming potential. If Power Rangers want to counter fire with fire, they could always pick up a Enchantress, but they go for the Venomancer Crystal Maiden. Now that is some early game aggression potential. I'm actually quite sad that they were on the Dire side, because if they were on the Radiant side, that would have been an aggressive tri-lane.
Yeah, they really could do an aggressive tri-lane with that if they wanted to. They could still do it, I just don't think they will. This is a lot of killing potential from them early on. If they get an early aggression carry, like a Juggernaut with these two heroes, which is the combo that you see so often, they could get some kills easily. Juggernaut's fallen off a little bit as a carry, which is kind of sad, because I think he's a very strong mid to late game hero, especially if you get to Sagadam Scepter early, but still it does a lot of work here. They're going to have pushing potential with the Venomancer, of course, Plague Wards, but on the flip side... Oh man, you see what I did there? That was so good. Chen and the Death Prophet coming out for Flipside Tactics. Alright.
Yeah, pun intended.
Exactly.
Well, I like that, like this time we have the Clinks on the other side, so he'll be able to eat the Chen creeps, but overall with Chen creeps, Death Prophet, that's quite a bit of pushing power, and you cannot underestimate those familiars either once Visage is level 6, so... 10 seconds. It's nice for Flipside. I think it's a good draft so far. It's kind of giving away what they want to do, though. I mean.
Yeah, exactly. And the problem with this is that if you get a good mid, and they have great roamers on Power Rangers, Death Prophet can get absolutely torn apart. And that's going to be a huge problem for them right now, because they showed their hand a little too early. I think they could have saved the Death Prophet pick for last. But with what they've got on Power Rangers, I'm actually kind of concerned for Flipside in the early game. Yes, you're going to have great pushing, and you can snowball very effectively to the mid to late game, but it just, Death Prophet's going to get handled in mid lane depending on who she's going up against here.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, Power Rangers still keeping that a secret as of yet. We have actually Flipside banning out the Gyrocopter, which is interesting because I really wasn't expecting a Gyrocopter to be still picked up. I'm expecting a mid like OD, and who is actually quite decent up against a Death Prophet as well. So we'll see what they end up going for. For Power Rangers, one more band to go, which is probably going to be an offlaner. We still have a no, we don't have a Timbersaw. It was the first band. What am I talking about? I was quite surprised if that would be the case. The Bat Rider gets removed though. I guess so far they don't really have their Lifestealer Infest hero just yet.
Yeah, they need someone to carry it. Honestly, it could be a Chen creep. Sometimes you see Chen carry the Lifestealer in with some sort of Chen creep. They're going to go for the Rasta, the Shadow Shaman. This is push central. And this is clear what Flipside want to do. And not a big surprise, but it's going to be fun, I think.
Is this Shadow Shaman mid and Death Prophet on the off lane? And Lifestealer on the safe lane?
It very well could be.
I'm really, really liking Flipside right now because I love Shadow Shaman mid. I mean, it almost, like, it doesn't work out sometimes. You know, I know why he's not picked up that often, but I do like it a lot.
And OD would absolutely wreck this lineup, I think, if Power Rangers pick it up. Because Shadow Shaman would get wrecked. He wouldn't have any mana to Ether Shock. Death Prophet would get wrecked because she doesn't have any mana to Crypt Swarm, so... I think I know what the right decision here is, but are they going to pick it up is the question.
You know, they could also go for an Nyx Assassin mid. I mean, there's 4 intellect heroes in that draft of Flipside.
That's also true, yeah. Yep.
And everybody is fairly squishy early on. Death Prophet may not be so much, but I wouldn't, like, that could be working out. It really depends on who they expect to be in the mid lane.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know about the next assassin because they've already got a lot of single target roaming ganking abilities with the Crystal Maid, Venomancer, Clinks, and the Clockwork. I think they need something like an OD. They're going to go for an Alchemist instead, which is... I like that because they have Acid Spray, which could stop pushes, and Unstable Concoction's physical damage is very strong as well. Plus, he's pretty tanky when he gets his HP regen going, but I really would rather have seen an OD there. Either way, it's fine, and the drafts are now complete.
Yeah, it looks like we're gonna have maybe the Alchemist as a support, by the way, in this case, so we'll see who goes towards the mid lane here, as, well, I am...
Prepare
What?
for battle.
Okay, shout out to Cody.
Shout out to Cody the Skeleton King.
Yep. Yep, there we have it. Cody the Skeleton King. I don't know. But they had no... Like, I think they lost a bet.
Maybe. Alright, ... Good luck. Excellent. We're gonna jump in the game now.
Hey, Avos is here. The hell? Oh well.
He's got someone to be live.
Yeah, oh yeah, that makes sense. Let's take a look at who's playing what, to also give a bit, get a bit more sense of who is going where, which is just as important. We've got FNG, or I believe that's FNG, but it could also be F-God Trajmajao. Trajmajao? Actually, that works. Yeah, playing the Crystal Maiden. We've got Moon on the Venomancer. Alchemist played by J4. Then on the middle lane, we've got ourselves the Clinks played by ZXC, and then on the safe lane by himself will be Cheshire Cat on the Clockwork. And I will leave Flipside to you as we see the three-man hate train. First thing,
yeah, they're roaming through the jungle. Yeah, he doesn't want to be here. He's not all about that. So, for the side of Flipside Tactics, we'll have the Resistance, aka Blow Your Brain. On the Death Prophet, we'll have Cliff up on the Chen, roaming mid as well. Back down to the bottom lane, looks like Aloha Dance and the Lifestealer. We'll see Enlight on that middle Shadow Shaman, and then we'll see off lane right now, it's Book. That'll be the lineup on the Visage there. So that's going to be the lineup for Flipside Tactics.
Yeah, and they're going to be quite late to the bottom lane if they still want to be able to catch the full experience of the creep wave, but there will be Lifestealer there, so he'll be by himself because in the aggressive jungle Chen resides, or at least in the dire jungle. The Chen of the Radiant side is there. We already have got ourselves a gank though, double damage on the Crystal Maiden, stun being charged up by the Alchemist, but Enlight realizing what could come, or at least playing very careful, realizing that there's people missing from the map. And make sure that that attack is not going to be working out for Power Rangers.
Yeah, that was really good game sense. He had no vision anywhere on the river or down at the bottom rune spot, so he just somehow knew that they were missing and he decided to back off. If he had been a little bit even more forward, they could have just dove him, but he was way too far behind the tower there, so they decided against it.
Yeah, oh, Cogs in. Cheshire Cat locks in the Visage here, just for some harassment. It's quite scary though. Cheshire Cat might actually die for that one, and it looks like this might be your first blood. One more hit, that is indeed your first blood. Wow. And that was his overextension purely, like nothing else did that apart from himself. Well, kudos for Flipside to reply on it, I guess, but yeah.
He got a little greedy. He didn't have battery souls or anything. He's only level 1. I'm not sure why Cog's there, especially with the right click, the Grave Chill, Crypt Swarm as well from the Death Prophet. That was a mistake for sure. And I don't know, he didn't have any real rotations coming through, but down bottom looks like they might go on Aloha Dance.
Yeah, the Gale missed though, and Lifestealer can just rage away with the full movement speed.
Yeah, and they're not going to be able to kill him too early on here with that rage. If they lead with the Unstable Concoction, he'll just rage out of it. So, I mean, there's not much they can do to lock him down. They've got to make sure that he wastes, and then they just try to go. But top, they're diving on, of course, the clock.
Yeah, again, the Cogs, this time he doesn't lock anybody in. It looks like that's enough. Cliff is actually coming to play as well, hoping to get some harassment more on Cheshire Cat. They're all trying to clear out the wave. Wow, I just had a drop on Dota, but I'm still here. And actually, with all this aggression going on the top lane, looks like Crystal Maiden decides to leave bottom. FNG going top. Help Cheshire.
Yeah, they need to. They need some rotations right now. He's getting Grave Chill, he's getting slowed, he's getting stunned, he's getting killed essentially all over the place. And you can see Cliff is roaming around to meet him with the Ursa Warrior. Cancels the animation for that Hellbear Thunderclap.
Yeah, and they're going to try to take him down. Book might be actually the first one to die though. Crystal Maiden coming into the creep wave, helping out as well. Blow Your Brain. Is he going to turn this around? Is he going to try to find a kill in our Cheshire? He is going to be the one on the assault if he's not careful. Battery Assault comes out, and Cheshire Cat as well as FNG should be able to get themselves a fairly decent kill there. The Chen by himself, no more creeps with him. The slow there on the Crystal Maiden. That's going to be at least another kill retaliation, but Alchemist coming to help out. Double kill for Cheshire Cat. I think he has made up for the... Yeah, oh my god, this is just complete massacre. Everybody walking in one by one and just dying. in the
Everyone
end,
just
it
died.
is an
Yeah.
even trade, 3 for 3.
Yeah, that was really excellent rotations coming out from Power Rangers to help out, of course, the Clockwork there. They bring out the Crystal Maiden to get him some help. They bring out the Alchemist as well to clean up some kills. That's exactly what they needed. They're going to go again, though, it looks like. Or try to, anyway.
Yeah, at least Alchemist will throw out the stun. Won't be able to kill off Lawyer Brain, but at least will show that he means business.
Yeah, absolutely. So right now with this rotation, Clockwork's here, the Alchemist is here. This is going to be a farming Alchemist as well, so he's going to rotate somewhere else. While this is all happening, mid lane is, I don't know what's going on there. I haven't had my map there at all, but you look at the 21 last hit, ZXC is doing very well for himself as opposed to the 12 of Enlight. But once you hit 6 on the Shadow Shaman, that's really all that matters. So we'll see if he can get that experience up quick enough and if he could survive without getting ganked from somebody here.
Yeah, I guess all the aggression on top lane is kind of good for Enlight, just so that he is not going to get ganked up by Power Rangers instead. So, all in all, not too bad of a result. He does have to be careful indeed. Oh, he hexes up the Alchemist. He's still running for his life, though. The Shackle was there, hoping that he will stun himself, but it doesn't matter. Enlight will be stunned for the max duration. The kill goes to the Klings. Nice attempt, but futile.
Yeah, that was almost an amazing play, shackling up the Alchemist to stun himself. It just didn't happen. It was a little too early for him to do it, but that's exactly what I was talking about. If they can gank the Shadow Shaman early on, he's not going to be that much of a threat with his Serpent Wards until he hits 6. So, already, right now, they're going to gank top as well. The Resistance trying to get into the trees. We'll see. Oh, Unstable Concoction. Oh, he stuns himself. The Crypt Swarm coming out as well. Still, I think the Resistance may be in trouble, trying to, of course, do some right clicks. The battery's up, and here comes the Visage. There's the Ether Shot grabbing the kill and the Soul Assumption. Oh, it's a massacre.
It is, and the massacre this time in favor of Flipside Resistance. Very cool played. I actually was surprised that it is Crypt Swarm towards the Alchemist, but he was confident that Book was able to help him out at the end there. So, first rotation of Enlight as well, so he gets himself a kill, which is great. Doesn't get level 6 off the back of it though, and does leave ZXC to farm freely by himself, who is almost level 7 even, and has his Hand of Midas ready. So this is going to be kind of a pressure for Enlight. He needs to be able to make something happen soon, and they can't really rely on the life steer because he's not able to get anything on the bottom lane, and he has his tower taken down as well by the looks of it.
Yeah, they're going to work on this tower. I don't think they'll get it right now. They'll defend this and then even just make sure it gets in deny range and try to deny it, or they'll just push them back. But you mentioned the Midas coming out. That's a 5-minute Midas for the Clinks. That's super, super quick. He'll stay in the jungle. He'll farm it. He'll use his Death Pact as well to get some farm. So right now, they want to try to push on the side of Flipside, but I don't think it's going to happen because if you do that, you're potentially getting ganked from the back with the Clinks now, once he gets damage going as well. And then the pushing coming out from Moon with his Plague Wards, which are level 3, by the way, plus he's got level 2 Poison Sting. This is going to be a tough, tough game, I think, for Flipside.
Yeah, and this Venomancer doesn't go for Poison Nova right now, just for more harassment. This is actually a farming Venomancer. He is second highest on last hits, and he is very close behind that Clinks in the middle lane. So that's quite impressive of Moon. And of course he has been left alone, so I guess maybe not as impressive as I make it out to be. We do have Shadow Shaman rotating around a bit more though. He is actually hexed up, the Crystal Maiden rather. Doesn't have any more mana. He does have actually now for a Shackle and a regen rune. This should be Crystal Maiden dead. One more Ether Shock would do the job. He walks up the high ground, in comes the slow, but the Ether Shock is still there for the kill. Enlight gets it. His first solo kill, teleports mid instantly. And he has actually got a full bottle. He might be able to just take the tower with those wards up right now. Oh.
Yeah, he desperately needed that kill. Really badly. So it's a good thing he got it, but now he's taking some harass damage.
Wow, that's one more hit, he would have died.
Yeah, that's level 4 Searing Arrow. It's kind of disgusting. It does a lot of damage now, and it's gonna, especially against squishy heroes, if there's an Orchid on top of that, Shadow Shaman dies in like 2 hits, so yeah, they gotta be careful of that.
Yeah, I think he was lucky that there was no level 1 strafe just yet for that Klings. But next time, yeah, he needs to get, I was actually hoping for him to get Mana Boots, and it looks like he's still getting those. But with the Klings on the map like that, I wouldn't be opposed to Treads just to get some survivability. Oh, a lower dance tries to TP out, will not be able to do so though. Ooh, will.
Wow.
That was like the closest.
That was so close.
Yeah, insane. We still have a Chen around here, and actually Crystal Maiden is blocked in by trolls and creeps, and there's no way she's getting out of there alive. That's a kill for Cliff right there. Tower will still go down, no deny coming out. And actually Moon, still having issues here with those creeps, still wants to go for Cliff. It shouldn't be too much of an issue unless Cliff is able to be the Juke Master here, which is not seeming to be the case. Moon will get the kill. Will get locked in by Skeleton, but yeah, those drop fairly fast.
Yeah, I mean, one of those plague wards near the tower pretty much did so much damage to him that he's just like, I made a mistake. I really shouldn't be here. Moon's just like, I'm going to kill you. He's got level 3 Poison Sting. You mentioned he didn't go for the Poison Nova. I really like this, actually. Gets him a lot more harassed early on with those wards. Now we see some ganks coming in mid. Looks like they want to try to go in the Clinks.
Yeah, Alchemist coming into defense, though. Ooh, phew, that stun does so much damage to the Death Prophet, especially with and the Medallion and the Acid Spray up. Death Prophet dies for the Flare of the Clockwork. That minus armor is just too insane.
Yeah, the physical damage is so good. And it looks like he's turned himself into, I guess, more of a support Alchemist with that Medallion pickup. And this is huge. I mean, Medallion with the Alchemist is big, but they're going to gank him now. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, the Shackle is up there, Familiars. And the Ether Shock to finish it off. Enlight with his 3rd kill of the game. Doesn't have mana to go for another tower. I'm actually quite surprised by the lack of towers that Flipside has been able to get so far. Ooh, Haste Rune upon Moon. The kill actually happens on the Lifesteal. He could be going for this. I think he might be able to take that kill, but he... Just infest! Thank you. I was worried there that he wouldn't do that. Oh. Looks like Chen will lose his creep. Ooh, nice stun though. But yeah, he'll lose his creep.
Yeah, and you look how aggressive Power Rangers are being right now. This is into a pushing lineup. There's been 0 exorcism so far. They really need to get Death Prophet into these fights, or they just need to get her at a level 2 ultimate, which is really when you want to start pushing down towers. But they're kind of in a bad position right now. I mean, your 2 of your towers are, well, 1 of your towers, excuse me, is already gone. When you should be the one pushing, realistically. I mean, you've got a Chen, you've got Super Wars coming out from the Shadow Shaman, and you have, of course, the Death Prophet. They will try to keep ganking, take down Cheshire Cat here. He's in the jungle, see what happens.
Yeah, Hex up. Oh, well, that's a failed Crypt Swarm, but oh, the Ward Trap also doesn't happen. Cheshire Cat still Familiar stuns, the Shackle's still there, and also those Familiars actually stunned up the Clinks as well. Clinks turns around, goes for Enlight, 1 more hit, should do the job. He does get the kill. Exorcism comes out, making sure that nobody can chase that down, and actually I think that Blow Your Brain could actually turn this around. Crypt Swarm does kill up the Crystal Maiden. That's a double kill for Blow Your Brain. ZXC should be able to walk away from that one, but Alchemist might not be so lucky. He's charging up the stun. Let's see how long it lasts. Ooh, he might be able to kill that off. Clinks comes in from the back, snipes him off. Steelboy gets the kill, but it turns out that the 2 cores of Flipside do go down, and that's not worth it for Flipside at all, even though they got more kills out of that.
No, I 100% agree. Anytime you get the Clinks farm, that's definitely not what you want. He's got 3 kills now, and his money is about to be off cooldown. He's getting too much farm here. He's going to be a real big nuisance in the middle of this game right now. While that's happening, Cheshire Cat locking down Book in the mid lane with those cogs. The flare as well. The Soul Assumption, he can't get it off because of the animation cats from. There's going to be, of course, a stun coming out from the Chen. May save his life. And the Tornado, plus the Medallion, just getting out alive is going to be that Visage. Wow, he is lucky. He is thanking his lucky stars right there.
Yeah, that was so close. Chen coming to the rescue, and Chen, I mean, the only thing that he can do still is only with help with his creeps. He doesn't have his level 6 just yet. Cheshire Cat will have to deal with the Loa, although those cogs block him off. I mean, right now you don't have your Serpent Swords for a while again. He goes for Cheshire Cat. He will have some backup coming in. Might be enough. Another Familiar stun coming in as well. Cheshire Cat will drop. Should drop. If he doesn't drop, that would be insane. No, he does drop. Enlight drops as well, though. Still lands a dust, making sure that perhaps his team can do something against TXC. Alchemist stuns up himself, but it doesn't matter. There's no people there to chase them down.
Yeah, that's a rough gank. I mean, they wanted to go on Cheshire Cat, but there's always going to be that, of course, Clinks roaming around. And anytime there's a Clinks fighting this early on in the game, you really don't want to have to deal with him. So unless you catch out the Clinks early on in the team fight, you really need to, you know, question whether or not you should be there, because he just does too much damage at this point in the game. They need to get a little bit more survivability on all the core heroes on Flipside Tactics before they can start doing anything. And they need to just gank the Clinks so he doesn't get a very fast Orchid, which it's probably going to be about 16-7-minute Orchid.
Yeah.
So that's going to be fast.
It is going to be fast. He is the highest net worth hero on the map. Finally, some kind of push happens here as the Serpent Ward gets placed in the middle lane. Enlight will have his ward gun taken down by the tower, though, because the Chen creeps are the only ones there to actually tank up the tower. Oh, but they really want this tower. Access isn't even used for that as well. At least they make sure that Power Rangers can't counter-initiate. They can't get an Nyan either, so I guess that is nice. The cooldowns of both of the ultis aren't that long, so they might just be able to just back off, recuperate, and then go back to a different lane and do the same thing there. In the meantime, Aloha Dance still trying to farm up. I say trying because his net worth is actually quite low.
Top tower is under attack.
Yeah, he's having a bit of a rough game, unsurprisingly. I think that he's been He's been shut down. I mean, he hasn't died too often, but he just can't get a lane to farm in. They're Hand of Godding right now. Aloha Dance getting ganked. He's going to TP out down in that bottom lane. While that's happening, top lane, ZXC was farming away, very close to getting his second Oblivion Staff, like I talked about, very early Orc Malevolence. And that's the thing. You can't really defend with Power Rangers. You know that push is coming. You see the Exorcism up. You see the Serpent Ward. You say, okay, we've got room for ZXC to farm. Let him get Death Pact rolling. Let him get his Midas rolling. Let him get more farm, and then we'll fight when we want to fight. So they're taking this game slow, and you mentioned it. You said, well, what about flip side? They could just kind of do whatever they want and wait until they get those ultimates back online and then go again, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Book TPing away from ZXE, who of course is trying to gank it, but now down bottom lane, there's a bit of a push coming in for Power Rangers, it looks like.
Yeah, and again, even though they might not be able to get the tower, they will slow down that Life Stealer, which is, of course, a late game carry for Flipside. If they can't turn that Death Prophet into one of those big kind of tanky heroes, then all they have is that Life Stealer, and so far he's not going to make that big of an impact. Looks like actually Cheshire Cat might be waiting for an initiation. Alchemist throws out the stun, goes for the Chen. There's no Hand of Midas. Soul Sumption still comes out in the Alk though, and he might actually drop the Ether Shock. Is enough indeed. The Cogs will make sure that the rest of Power Rangers get away. Klinks in the meantime still manages to take the top tower. There goes your hook shot. Aloha Dance. He will be dropped down, but they will be able to take 2 in return, maybe even 3, because Moon's still here. But for how long? Not very long. He'll drop. That's going to be for that. The Poison Nova still ticking through. They have to be careful for that one ward. Looks like everybody will be able to make it out alive, though, apart from the Life Stealer, of course, who was the first one to go down. But 1 for 4 exchange here.
Yeah, that was a silly engagement for Power Rangers. They were sitting 4 versus 5 or 4 versus 4 for most of that engagement. They realized that the Klinks was top, and they're like, yeah, we're just going to fight into these ultimates. We don't even care. It looks like they forgot about the ultimates that were online. And they saw an opportunity to get the kill on the Life Stealer. Their eyes got wide, and then, unfortunately, everyone died. So, Power Rangers with a bit of a misplay there. ZXC does get the tower top while that's all happening, which is great, because it puts him 1 Oblivion Staff closer to his Orc of Malevolence, but still worthwhile trade. Yeah, oh, does he? Oh my god, that's a 14-minute Orc of Malevolence, so forget what I said. That's ridiculously fast.
In comes the hunt, I'd say. Klinks, I mean, who can he not kill on the map right now? I think even the Life Stealer is a decent target for him if he gets the Orc on.
There's a Ghost Scepter on the Death Prophet, so maybe not her if she gets out and she silences him as well. Might be an effective way of getting out of there. It'll be tough because he'll be the one initiating. Obviously, you can Ghost Scepter out or through the Orc of Malevolence, so that really will be fine, I think. So I think if he catches out the Death Prophet, she'll live, but everyone else will die. They'll pop very quickly.
Yeah, we still don't have a mechanism online for the Chen either. I mean, you're talking about when is the push gonna come for Flipside, or at least when Death Prophet, for example, has her level 2 ult, which she has right now. Shadow Shaman, same story, but they kind of still need that mechanism before they can actually group up as 4 and try and go for that. And of course, I say 4 because Life Stealer still needs a lot more before he can contribute to these fights, as Klinks on the hunt and all has now also an Aegis to his name.
Yeah, and anytime they push and that someone hero's out of being out of position, the Klinks is just going to kill them. So I think right now, Flipside are kind of now on the back foot. You can see they're Arl defending their 2-2 tower bottom. Light does take the tier 1 top, which is a nice trade, and they're pushing in with the Chen mid, which is a very smart play, but they very well may lose this tier 2 tower. It's going to get fortified. We'll see if they can deny it. ZXC has his strafe going. There's a nice stun going out from the Visage Familiars. Nice deny. Very nice.
Very nice deny, I agree. Silence up on 2. They won't go in with it, but the deny alone was pretty decent. It is interesting to see, though, that, you know, Flipside is the one that has the pushing lineup. There's no doubt about that. But they are actually getting outpushed at this moment by Power Rangers, who doesn't really have that much of a specific pushing lineup, but just overall is just strong.
Yeah, it really is, but they're making the right plays. They know that if Power Rangers are going to push, they're going to have to do it as 5. You know, you can send Moon down there and use the Plague Wards, but it probably won't be enough to take a tower. So what they do is they send the Chen or the Shadow Shaman to another area, push the tower with wards, with Chen creeps or something like that. But here we go, ZXC is going to catch somebody out of position real quick.
Yeah, the mech is now complete for Cliff, so at least... Oh, and the Gil actually missed.
I don't know, he could have killed him on his own. I'm not sure why he didn't go on him.
I don't know why he needed Moon for that, but perhaps he was afraid that there were too many people around there from Flipside on the other side of the ward? Could be. Bottom lane is the last tier 1 tower. Oh, we have some disconnects. Oh, that's not Cat Slayers this time. Well, the hookshot hit from Cheshire Cat, but he's hasted. He will get himself out. And, oh, that Ghost Scepter. Hand of God comes out as well. With the Exorcism going, though, this is not really a place where Power Rangers can really go in. Or perhaps they still want to. Apparently, Klinks wants to.
Yeah, he can get 1 kill here, he'll be really happy. He might even be in light. No, he realizes he's keeping away. He's on the hunt, though, and this is exactly what Klinks does. So here we go. Maybe fight's happening soon.
Yeah, the resistance. Blow Your Brain already is on his way down from the looks of it. He got Gale, perhaps a lower dance might be able to get something. Chen and Visage left behind though. That's Klings for you. And still the resistance. Wow, I just... Oh, denied still, thank you.
Nice deny coming out. Yeah,
I just missed all 3 kills right there.
It's alright, I can... Nothing really happened there. Like you said, they got left behind, and they cleaned him up. Also, there was a mismanagement of the courier coming out from the Radiant team. It was with those heroes that were dying. Yeah, they killed that too, so Power Rangers are looking extraordinarily strong right now. And, you know, it's level 15 to like a level 8 Chen, level 10 Lifesteal, or level 10 Visage. That's too squishy. There's too much damage coming out from this Klinks right now with the Orc and Malevolence. He's going to have another item in about a minute or so. He's got 3,500 gold. He can pick up literally anything he wants. Could be a Daedalus. Sometimes we see the Blink Dagger come out like we saw from Eternal Envy and MLG, but I think more people prefer the Daedalus with the Klinks or something along those lines. The Necro Book is going to come out from the Death Prophet, which is nice if they want to try to push, but they really aren't pushing. So, also Death Pact I think might kill those. I'm not 100% sure about that, but wow, that's an Agnum's already on the Venomancer. That's disgusting farm for a Venomancer at 18 minutes in. Plus he had the Midas, that's why.
Yeah, and it's just so scary to see that level difference actually. Klings almost level 16, and the highest level on flip side is still level 12. And I mean, even right now, both the Chen and the Visage are still level 10 or lower. Meaning no level 2 ultimate just yet, while on Power Rangers only the Crystal Maiden is not level 11. And for her it doesn't really matter as much as for the Visage or the Chen. In the meantime they find the Chen in the jungle with that minus armor. It's quite insane. That's gonna be one dead Chen for sure. That minus armor is just yeah, it's disgusting.
Yeah, and they're doing the smart thing of splitting up right now. If they ran back all together, they could get counter-initiated, but they might find at least 1 or 2 heroes here. But still, ZXC's in the fight right now. Here we go.
Yeah, Loa Dance is the one I'm following for now, as ZXC is able to pick up a Shadow Shaman in the back. There's a one-on-one fight going on with Lifesteal trying to eat up the Alchemist, but he just doesn't have enough damage. He doesn't have enough farm, gets hookshot upon, tries to run away, gets galed, gets killed. Next one will be the Visage, and from this point onward, I'd say that Power Rangers are gonna be on a roll, because they still have that Aegis. They don't have to back off. They have got their next line of big items coming out, or at least they could if they wanted to, with 2,700 gold up on Cheshire Cat, and of course, as you already pointed out, the Killing sitting on almost 5k gold, the Aghanims being ready up on the Venomancer. I'm thinking just go take out the last tier 2 towers and see if they're still timing on that Aegis to go high ground even.
Yeah, they definitely can go high ground very soon if they want to, but I think they want to take the outer towers first. And this is just problematic for flip side. I don't know what they can do to get back into this one because there's so much control coming up from Power Rangers. That last fight was okay because there weren't any ultimates used from flip side, so perhaps if they use something, they get a kill. The Resistance is getting chased up at the top lane. There's a hookshot in as well. The Cox is going to fly. This is an easy kill. Freezing Field's going to go. Too easy for Cheshire Cat and F-God. Easy kill from them. They'll maybe look down the tier 2 tower down in that top lane, or they could just look for another set of kills here. ZXC is split pushing. He's going for an Eye of Scotty, I believe. So that's kind of ridiculous.
I think this is the moment where you'll say as a Klinks, yeah, you know what? I'm so far ahead, I can do this. Because he can.
Yeah. I like it a lot, actually. I do like the Eye of Scotty pickup. I think it's one of the more underrated items in the game. People think it's trash. I personally think it's good in certain scenarios. I'm not sure about this scenario. I prefer maybe just more damage. He'd blow people up too quickly, but Eye of Scotty works just as well, so don't mind it.
If you're good at toggling your searing arrows, because it doesn't, like, do both effects at the same time.
Yes, so that's also, I think he's just kind of BMing a little bit, maybe, I don't know. It's very strange.
Yeah.
It's a unique attack modifier, an orb, if you will, so...
It's decent up against a Lifestealer though, because, you know, he can't really, like, regardless, he doesn't really do that much damage. But if he is slowed, he's not going to be doing anything at all.
I feel like he picked up the Scotty just for the attributes, for the health, the mana, and the attributes, because I don't think he's going to not use his searing arrows. Oh well, whatever. Either way, it's fine.
There's 1 or 2, and they are split pushing actually. They've got the Klinks on the bottom lane who's found themselves a Death Prophet who pops the Ghost Scepter. He hasn't used his Orchid just yet though, but just starts bashing on tower in the meantime indeed. Fighting the top lane, Poison Over already going out, the Hand of God, not enough to keep people up. We've already have Enlight dropping Book, can't really go away either, at least he dies. That's the Lifestealer, last one alive right here, and he will not make it out either. Just the Chen and the Death Prophet alive. Chen comes in from the side, still able to take down the Crystal Main, which is great, but he's still going to be in a lot of trouble. He still has got the mech, by the way, but yeah. Even if he uses it right now, he'll still go down from the soul burn. There we go. Resistance, the only one left alive. They are able to kill off quite a few of Power Rangers in that mess, but I only think that happens because Power Rangers just decided to just YOLO mode it and figured, you know, we're ahead, we can do this.
Yeah, they certainly can. And now this poor blow your brain Death Prophet, that Ghost Scepter is only going to last for a moment longer, and ZXC might try to fight here, and you can just see how much damage he's taking. But actually ZXC in a bit of trouble here. Aegis is gone completely. While that entire fight was happening, I want to note that pretty much the Venomancer was sitting in the back lines using his Plague Wards and his Poison Sting and just doing so much damage, just absolutely tearing through them. Now he's got a Veil of Discord, because why not? Why not have a Veil of Discord at 23 minutes in the game? So, good. It's a really good game for Power Rangers right now. They're in the driver's seat. Roche will be up in a couple more minutes. It could be an 8-minute one. I'm not sure, though. We'll see the next timer in just a second, or it'll come up on the side, which would help, too.
Yeah, I mean, this is good for 37 seconds. This is good for Power Rangers. They are almost 20k gold ahead. Well, I am exaggerating slightly right now. That's about 17k. Experience graph, same story. At this point, what would you suggest? Like, you're the captain of Flipside. What would you tell the people to do? How are they going to win this game? How are they going to turn this around?
5-man smoke gangs fighting when your ultimates are up, because if you get a good ward trap, even on the Clinks plus Exorcism, you can blow through that team. And there's an Aghanim Scepter done now on the Shadow Shaman, so if they have all of their ultimates up, they could definitely fight. Lifestealer can come in, do some Infest as well, get an Infest Bomb going on something. He doesn't have his armlet yet, so maybe try to farm that first.
Actually, it's in the courier.
Okay, so it's on its way now. So maybe with the armlet they can take a fight, but it's going to be tough because there's so much damage coming out from Power Rangers. They have really one chance, and if they get one fight, then they have to keep winning those fights until they can really get back into the game. But I think it's going to be a colossal comeback if possible. I mean, you've got so much damage coming out, so much control as well. And this is exactly what they need. They need to find a catch-out here on F-God. If they can get this kill, that'll be a good start. So.
Yep, the stun, there's no way she's going to live through that one. Bit greedy for that ward out there. But yeah, that's a good kill. And now they have a smoke, actually, because Chen picked it up. Actually, no, the courier is not really being used very efficiently because it's just been walking back and forth. And this is ZXC on the hunt with a double damage rune.
Oh my god. Oh my god. This is going to be disgusting. Oh boy. And light.
Yep.
1, 2,
there he
3.
Goes.
3.
Monster kill. And he can actually go on with this. I mean, look at that. He is quite tanky at this moment. He still goes invisible. In comes a Poison Nova, just Moon running in there. With the Exorcism out there, he has to be careful. He actually gets bursted down. His Poison's still doing a lot of damage. It might be enough to kill off the Death Prophet. It is with the Flare coming out. Cheshire Cat coming in from the side. Chen will drop, his creeps will fall. Looks like Visage might be able to keep himself up in the fountain, but... yeah, that was just Moon being complete balls to the wall, but it worked out.
He like 1v4'd them because he had Veil and Aghanim Scepter. Like ZXC did a little bit of damage to one of the two of the heroes, but he left very early, and then he's just like, yep, alright, we're gonna do this now. So pretty much the entire team was like, we need to leave. We can't fight into that. So they lost 3. Now they're gonna try ZXC to take the tier 3 tower, but instead Aloha Dance is getting very low, about to die. Oh, nice Infest, just in time, actually.
Yeah, let's see if they can take down ZXC. Soul Assumption comes out. That's a nice kill, and that's... by the way, Visage with an extra 1.1k gold because of that one kill.
Yeah, that's huge, and he doesn't have buyback either. Not that it really matters. He'll be back up in a minute, but this is the time that Flipside actually have a chance to get some farm, get back into this one, because there have been no Raxus taken yet. So even with that, loss of a lot of their heroes in that last fight, they still can get back into this pretty effectively. I mean, they are down quite a bit of gold, almost 20k at this point, experience and gold. So they have a large road ahead of them, but, if they can keep getting kills in the Clinks, if they can keep catching them out of position, then really it's anybody's game. But still, I mean, all really that Power Rangers need to do is take Roshan with an Aegis, push his 5, and take a tier 2, and then the last tier 3, and then, of course, the Raxes.
Yeah, it's a pretty steep uphill battle for Flipside from this point onward. Roshan is back up again, though, so they only have to win one fight to be able to get themselves a bit ahead. And to be able to just stay alive for another 10 minutes or so. Because they have that Aegis, or at least that's what you would expect. But Power Rangers is going to be ready to fight as well. And 5-on-5 fights with that Venomancer, I'm not sure if Flipside can actually take that. Even if they have all their ultis up. They really need a pipe. They really need one.
I feel like if they get a pipe, though, it's just going to go away in half a second because of that Poison Nova. I think they need more than anything Magic Immunity, and nobody has it except for the Lifestealer, and it's only 6 seconds at that, so... I really don't know what they can do in this game. They're going to try to push this 5 for tier 1 tower bottom. I don't think they'll defend this tower on flip side tactics. You see they're already taking the tier 2 mid. Zixie's going to come in here and blow that tower up. I think that the rest of Power Rangers should back off and just let them take this tier 1 for a tier 2 trade. Just let them have it, and they will. And they're going to keep pushing, but now this is a tier 3 exposed. So this is, they need a TP home.
Fortification still comes out. They're still trying to do something with an exorcism on the bottom lane, but they have to defend middle. And actually they try to. The Shackle, the Hex, both are there, but in comes Moon with the Poison Nova already. Maybe a lower dance can make something happen, but also he is forced back because his rage is already ending. They do defend their racks though. They don't get the bottom tower, as a Venomancer's poison is actually still enough to take care of the Shadow Shaman, and perhaps also... Nah. He won't take the Visage. It was close though. But that was just poison taking through. No deny coming out either, actually, for the Shadow Shaman.
Yeah. That poison does too much damage for them to really, you know, do anything there. If that Poison Nova goes, they can't fight outside the base, and they lose the Shadow Shaman because the damage coming out was just too much, plus whatever other damage killed him. So the Aegis is going to be going up for ZXC right now. He has a Daedalus coming out right now, I believe. I'm not sure. Yeah, because he's got enough gold to buy the Demon Edge from the secret shop right now, so he'll have that, and that means even more damage, which he really doesn't need at this point. So they just need a high ground with this Aegis like I talked about earlier, and there's nothing I think Flipside can do here. They'll have to have an extraordinary fight to win this one.
Yeah, and they have to also hope that Power Rangers makes some mistakes. Otherwise, if everything is ready for Power Rangers and they have got that Aegis, I just, you know, I could bet all my money that they're not going to make it out alive. Especially not with now also, I believe, a BKB ready for the Crystal Maiden? Yeah. And the Devil's ready. And, I mean, this is just, you know, marching 5-man up the hill. What's gonna stop them?
It's too many items right now. It's just way too many items for Flipside Tactics to deal with, even with what they have here. They don't even need a creep wave to take this down. They just have Plague Wards doing damage. They have ZXC coming in and high grounding. They can have, you know, the Heart of Tarrasque and Alchemist tank it. This is a support Alch, by the way, who has a Heart of Tarrasque. So that's just going to tell you what they're doing. And they might even just split push. You can see up in the top lane, ZXC is here. He's going to have Strafe ready, and he'll take that tower down to about 5 seconds flat. So
yeah, tower already down to 550 health. So yeah, one push is all they take. They go up the high ground. Let's see how far they get. There's still some wards up on Enlight. They actually go for CXC first, but because they do, and they can't kill him, middle lane is a bit more exposed, and that's just Alchemist bashing away on the tier 3 there. I mean, why not? Apparently nobody's gonna stop him. A lower dance doesn't have the damage, really, to take him down, especially, well, not with the heart there. He just doesn't have the damage. It's just impossible, and that's gonna be Kling's doing exactly what you said he would. Everybody looking middle, he'll take top.
yeah, and he backdoored that too. So now he'll probably just keep going for the Raxes once the creep wave gets there, which is actually not going to happen because it's pushed out very far. But this tier 3 mid is going to fall at a moment's notice here. They have, of course, the Acid Spray up. They don't want to fight. Here we go. The fight's going to happen. Yeah,
there's a nice ward trap up. That's already going to be the Alchemist dead. But the Poison Nova comes out, and that's already going to force everybody back. The Exorcism still popped for Blow Your Brain, and he will be able to take down the Crystal Maiden. Very nicely done. But that poison is still ticking through, and he still is... well, he still has to be careful for that. They do take down the Aegis on the... on the Klings. That's the poison still taken down, the Death Prophet. Yeah, Klings might be in some trouble though. Open Wounds, the slow is there, and the Soul Assumption, that's enough. And actually, Death Prophet gets the kill for that with her Necronomicon units. So they keep one Rax, because they did lose their ranged Rax. They keep one, and they keep their tier 3 mid, barely, but they do. It's not as bad.
That's a huge victory for them, actually. That should have, by all means, gone Power Rangers' way. And Klinks got caught out of position. He was trying to take the Rexes and split push while the rest of the team got caught out of position. I don't know. The Crystal Man was like, I'm going to BKB right into an Exorcism and try to use my Freezing Field. She neglected to think that, you know, Exorcism does physical damage, so she died very quickly. I think that was just kind of the last kind of gasp thing. Still, though, with that victory, that's Klinks going down again, and the Aegis on top of that. There's a disconnect coming out, it looks like, coming in from Blow Your Brain, but that's a huge... I mean, only losing a ranged Rex, let's be honest here. Oh no, not again. Please, 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 please. Lala.
Oh. For people that haven't watched the first game of the night, that was this screen, basically, all the time. But only, we never made it past the first minute of the game. Well, actually we did. We made it past 4 minutes and 6 seconds is what we made it to. I remember. But the reconnects come in. Look at that. Rejoice. Are you in as well? Did you drop?
I'm still in. I did not drop this time around.
Good.
What are we up to? Like 6, I think? 6 or 7 times this has happened? Something ridiculous.
Yeah, it's weird. And, I mean, do others have that? I mean, I don't know. I guess not. I don't see them complaining.
Maybe it's just StarLadder, which is strange because there's a lot of tournaments going on right now.
Yeah. It would be awkward if it was just StarLadder. It can happen, though, I guess. Maybe something wrong with the way the ticket works with everything? I don't know. But we have a go. Nobody left permanently, so that's all good and nice. Flip side, they're still very much behind. They do now have the start of a heart for the Death Prophet, though. The Reaver is in the courier, so perhaps if he is a bit more tanky, they might be able to do anything. But, I mean, there's just so much damage coming out from that Klings. Even with a heart.
Yeah. It really is, and by all means, in any normal game, this game should be over because this is a pushing lineup that needs to get things done at about 20 minutes. You can't rely on a Lifestealer later on in the game, especially up against the Clinks and Alchemist, who's got, of course, what he has, and a Death Prophet. But maybe if they do get this Heart of Trask, they could fight a little bit longer if they get pickoffs like they've had in the past. But you look at what Power Rangers are doing; they're just going to 4-man down, but they're going to try to jump on him.
Yeah, I was actually thinking, why is he walking in there? I guess he doesn't see the minimap. But we do. Gale comes out on 2. Oh, that's going to be a perfect position for Moon to be in. Drops his ulti on everybody with the Veil of Discord. Down goes 1. Resistance will be the second one. His Reaver not doing anything for him at this moment. And Light drops. Clockwork getting a double kill. This is pretty scary. Ooh, the stun. Actually, I was thinking he was going to stun himself. But nope, Lifestealer just walked back. Still goes for an open wounds. For staff into safety from the Alchemist. Moon might be able to do something here. A lower down, so Cogs will block him out. He's forced back. He doesn't die though, which is nice. And actually Chen comes back in. But overall, Power Rangers, they get a Crystal Maiden. They lose 3, including 2 of their cores.
Yeah, that's a 4 versus 5 fight. They didn't even have ZXC. He was pushing about him the entire time there. So what does that say about this game, if not that it's almost over here, and Flipside are going to try to do their best to defend this. They have a couple of buybacks, I believe, but this is just too much, I think. The Clinks down bottom is pushing in. They're pushing the mid-racks. Top racks fell while that was all happening. The melee racks did go down. Aegis is, Roshan's going to be up in a couple of minutes, and if they really want to wait, they can, and I don't see ZXC going down, and if he does, he's got buyback, but here we go mid.
Yeah, nice 4-staff once again. The Basher is doing some work, but this is still a support Alchemist who is able to land a stun up on 2. Chen, Lifestealer, both will drop. No doubt about that one. Lifestealer actually infests. Aloha Dance is not dead, even though I did say he was, but infest does save life. Soul Assumption does not kill of Alchemist though. And Cheshire Cat just oh look, he's going for revenge. He locks himself in with the Visage again. The first time that has happened this game was when the Visage got themselves first blood, but yeah, looks like he's looking for revenge. In the meantime, people fighting in the middle lane. Still, it is Flipside who is still trying to fight back, and successfully so. Cheshire Cat will end up dropping, but Enlight will go down with him. Oh, never mind. Hello, ZXC. Coming up to clean things up. Triple kill, last one there, team wipe. That is the GG. That should be GG. I was gonna say, like, they were diving way too much, but yeah. It works out.
ZXC just comes in, he's like, the fun ends here. You are gonna die now. I'm going to get an ultra kill. We take the game now. GG is called. In the end, it just was a pushing strategy that didn't go the way Flipside wanted it to. In fact, the counter push, and this is why Venomance is so strong, because he has that pushing potential with those wards, plus ZXC getting a 15-minute Orca Malevolence. He was just too tanky and too strong to deal with. So, excellent game coming out from Power Rangers, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that by 15 minutes in this game, we already kind of knew what the answer would be in terms of who was going to win this match, but I still think Flipside put up a nice fight still. And next time, I think they'll know to be more aggressive earlier on. I guess that was the main problem for them. They just played the game that Power Rangers wanted them to play, and that didn't really suit their style. But that will mean that Power Rangers will now have won their 3rd game this season. They have played 5 games in total. Flipside though, their 4th game this season and their 4th loss this season, so they will still have no wins to their name. Our next match will be Poseidon and Sigma fighting each other, and that will be the first game that Sigma has in the Star Series. And Poseidon has already played a couple of games, but we'll look at their scores later as we will tune out, and we'll be going into our 3rd match of the day for StarLadder Star Series Season 8, Day 5.